What is a declaration of nullity or an annulment? In the church, the tribunal, the church court, so called because it's a panel of 3 judges in its most formal operations, it receives a petition from someone that what was presumed to be a valid covenant established between a man and a woman was for some reason not valid or not authentic. We have a similar circumstance that happens if I force you to sign a contract to sell your house to me for $10 and you won't turn over the title to me. I take you to court and say, Your Honor, I have a signed contract. They agreed to sell the house to me for $10. I gave them the $10. And the judge says, did he give you the $10? And the person says, yes. He says, then give him the title to your property. So, well, no, Your Honor, because I didn't freely do it. And the judge says, why should I believe that? Well, I have a witness. I have a witness that saw him coerce me to do it, or the day before I was offered $10,000 and I said I wouldn't sell it for $100,000. Why would I have sold it for $10,000? And the judge says, the contract's void. Because a contract is void if it's not actually a meeting of the 2 people in an agreement. If one person doesn't freely enter into it, it's not going to be an enforceable contract. A covenant is even more that case, because a covenant is not about things, but about establishing a relationship between 2 people. So what one does is one petitions a tribunal to grant a declaration of nullity to a particular marriage, that at this wedding, God did not in fact join the 2 people together. Because there was a pregnancy and her father said to the young man, you either marry my daughter or I kill you. His freedom was rather significantly impaired. And if not freely given, consent is not really human consent. And so an authentic bond of marriage is not established. So the tribunal process is about presenting to the objective judges who have an expertise regarding human nature and the nature of the marital covenant, presenting them the evidence as to why this was not a match made in heaven, which isn't determined by things going bad later on, because for better, for worse, rich or poor, sickness or health, difficult and bad things can happen. But a declaration of nullity is that at the time of the consent, there was something fundamentally missing in the bond established between those 2 people. So we want to be very clear that a civil divorce says you were married, now legally you're not, and this is how the property is divided. A declaration of nullity, sometimes called an annulment in the church, doesn't change the reality of the bond between the man and the woman. It just objectively takes a look and sees, was this in the beginning what God intended marriage to be? May God bless us.